So in this video, we're going to go through some very simple eye exercises that you can use. And this is going to mainly work on improving independence of movement of your eyes from movement of your head. So you can either use your hand and focus on a fingernail, or you can use a pen and focus on the tip of the pen. So you're going to put that in front of you about 12 inches or so. You're going to focus there. And you're going to keep your eyes relatively still as you bring your head to either side. Okay, once you get the hang of it, you're going to speed it up so you're going about 2 cycles a second. You're going to go as long as you can and as fast as you can without losing focus on that point. You're going to keep the excursion of head movement pretty small, and you're going to work that up. After about 20 seconds or so, you want to give that a rest. You can do a couple of sets. So that first exercise was to fix your eyes on a target and then move your head relative to stationary eyes. Now we're going to do the opposite, where again we're going to focus on the tip of the pen, but you're going to move that tip of the pen, keeping your head relatively still and moving your eyes relative to your head. You're going to bring that out to the side, hold a couple of seconds toward the peripheral, then follow it back into the center. You can switch hands and go to the opposite side. And at first you're just going to go in a pretty small range of motion, but then you can extend that out towards the further end of the peripheral field. Hold a couple of seconds there at the end range, and then follow back in nice and slow and easy, and then back to the other side. Again, you're looking for where does it feel like your head wants to start to move. You're only going to go that far. So in my case, I've gone a little bit too far, because you can see the head start to move there. And then slowly over time, you want to be able to improve that distance that you're able to see clearly at. So you have those two, keeping the eye stationary, moving the head, and then keeping the head stationary and moving the eyes. So we had the two exercises that were focusing on independence of the head and the eyes. Now this is going to focus on adjusting our focus of our eyes from one object to another at varying distances. So we're going to hold an object or our finger about 12 inches away from the head, and then we're also going to have an object in the distance about 6 to 10 feet. We're going to first focus on the object in front of our head. Let's give it about 10 seconds or so to really bring that object into focus and make sure that our eyes are coming together to see that object. And then we're going to quickly switch after that to the object in the distance. We're going to focus on that, bring that into focus, maybe 5 to 10 seconds there, and then we'll switch back. Now another exercise to work on focusing of the eyes at varying distance. This is going to work on converging, or bringing the eyes together. We're going to have a piece of paper here with dots on it, and those are going to be about 1 inch apart. We're going to bring that to our nose so that we can see down the piece of paper. We're going to look at the farthest dot and then slowly coming in at each subsequent dot until we can't bring one into focus, and so we're only going to go to the ones that we can bring into focus. Going to hold a couple of seconds on each dot and then transition back away. Again, taking a couple of seconds on each dot, and then we'll go through that a couple of different times here. Only going to the dot that you can still keep into focus. If you can't get a dot in focus or you're still seeing double, don't go that far, just go to the one right before it. Spend a couple of seconds on each dot and do a couple of sets there. So this activity is to work on the brain's ability to actually cancel out the background environment. So you're going to have your thumb or a pen in the hand that you're going to focus on throughout. The relationship between that to your body is going to be the same. We're going to actually spin, so either in a chair that swivels or upright. And what we're going to do is we're going to keep our focus on the actual object. And as we spin, we're going to let the environment kind of spin in the background. Okay, so we could do just these very small excursions side to side, or we could actually do full revolutions. You just want to make sure that you have the requisite balance. You don't want to get too dizzy, and you certainly don't want to risk falling. So if there's any shadow of a doubt, I'd recommend going with the chair. You want to do a couple of turns until you're starting to feel like, okay, if I do a couple more, I might get dizzy. Don't go into that dizziness too hard necessarily, but you want to kind of be on the brink. So again, you're going to hold that, you're going to spin. We're working on the brain's ability to cancel out the background. This is stimulating the vestibular system, which is the part of our brain and nervous system that helps us control balance and orientation in space. And so for that one, you can do a couple of sets, maybe 2 to 3 sets, and experiment with going more to one side or more to the other side and see how your body reacts to either side.